yesterday. That's what we heard.
Okay.
Right.
Well, if I did,
which-
well, that's because they told me last night already.
Which is fine. I understand. All I'm saying.
You're missing the point. Now let me finish.
Okay.
You're missing the point. You're telling me that because, or that, not that because of anything. You're telling me that I refused the test.
I'm not saying that's
No,
what
no,
we.
I'm,
That's what I heard.
okay, I
that.
agree. I agree with that. I give you that. I refused the test because I was told yesterday that I was going home.
Okay.
The test that I refused was used today as evidence of me needing further surgery. How do you do that? How do you take a test that you haven't taken yet and come in and say, we've taken this test, and by the results of this test, if you don't have us do this surgery and put more money in our pocket and stay for 2 extra days, you are going to lose your foot.
I hear your frustration.
And he told me that at least twice, that I was going to lose my foot.
I hear that
So
frustration.
he's using my foot as leverage to basically feather his own nest by telling me untruths backed up by reports that don't exist and Dopplers that don't exist, or it's ultrasounds that don't exist. And if you think that I would let that guy wash my car, you have just really got another thing coming. I was about as unimpressed with him as I've ever been with anybody. And see, I just came out of my morphine coma, apparently while he was here, because I probably would have let some of that stuff go. But then all of a sudden, the gears started going, and things started, spinning up. And as one thing made no sense, another thing made no sense, and another thing made no sense, and another thing made no sense. And then all of a sudden, the only thing that's making sense is this guy's trying to get me to stay here for 2 extra days so he can feather his nest and make more money based on scaring me about losing my foot. And so far, he told me the reason I was going to lose my foot is because I had 40% less blood flow in this leg. That's the reason. That's a valid and fair reason. 40% less blood flow. It could not heal, and it would cause me to lose my foot. The problem is, nobody can show me a zero's worth of evidence that there's any lack. Now, I'm sure there probably is, but where's the 40%? Show me the 40%. Show me that ultrasound. He can't do either one of those. And yet he's telling me, if you don't get that done, we're going to cut off your foot. You're going to cut off my foot based on, because that would be bad. He'd lose everything he ever got in this world in half of what he's going to make in a second if he cut off my foot for that reason. Because he doesn't have the proof, or at least I haven't seen it. So the guy better be careful, because I'm not, I'm one of those kind of people. I'll take a lot of crap. I'll give a lot of benefits of the doubt. But when I zero in on some guy that's just thief, somebody who will lie to you to put money in their pocket, and not only will they lie to you to put money in their pocket, but they'll put you through pain and suffering to do it. I mean, there are different levels of cadism, criminality, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know how this guy can stay in business with this kind of stuff. Doesn't anybody ask him any questions ever? Like, can I see the ultrasound? Can I see a report? When did I have this test? Oh no, I didn't have it yesterday. Oh, well, you refused it. Oh, but you still used it as evidence. You still used it as evidence that my blood flow was down.
So I'm Amber, I'm the nurse manager on the unit. I just want, so to clear this situation up, are we still planning on gonna go for the test so then we know for 100% sure what kind of blood flow that you have through your leg?
No, there's 100 places within a 50-mile radius that can do an ultrasound and tell me what I have in my leg. They can do that in Brevard. They've done it before.
So then the plan
Okay.
moving forward would be,
Because
Moving forward would be, this guy is lucky if he doesn't find himself in court. What he did was fraud, and he did it. He tried to defraud
you're
me.
talking about Dr. Karsten.
I'm not sure who I'm talking. If it's the guy who came in here and took off my wrapping, is that Dr. Karsten?
that was Dr. Carson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karsten or Carson?
Carson. That also, sir, just to clarify some things, okay, for the conversation, because I was there for that. We were not planning on doing an amputation. That wasn't in the
No,
plan.
I never said it did, never said you did.
What we were planning on doing today, based on the ultrasound, was to actually do another test to get a better picture of the blood flow in your leg.
You didn't do the first test.
Exactly. That was based on the first test,
Bingo.
which is why we are
So you
planning
wanna
today.
get another test to verify the test that you didn't do?
No, no,
That's
no, no.
not allowed.
No, sir. One, the vascular ultrasound, right, is to verify the poor blood flow. I come in here and check your blood flow every day, and I do it with the Doppler because I can't feel it with my hands, which suggests that it's poor.
Mm.
The vascular ultrasound will give us numbers to verify that. And then the CT angio is what we are planning on doing today based on the ultrasound that we had not gotten. That gives us a very clear picture so we can see it.
Right.
And that would be the base on the surgery that we would
But
do
see,
in the
I'm
future.
here in large part, I am in Greenville in large part,
Mhm.
because there wasn't a vascular surgeon in Brevard.
I hear that.
So this guy is basically the reason that I am here.
I hear that.
Yet, like I said, I wouldn't let him wash my car.
I hear
I'll
that.
find somebody. There are places, I've had ultrasounds and Dopplers done in Transylvania County. If I need to know what kind of blood flow I have in my leg, I would trust somebody other than somebody who said they already had tests, and they already had Dopplers, and they already had reports, and already had this, and already had that. When I asked for them, say, oh yeah, well, I guess we don't really have those yet. That's not the person I'm going to, bud.
I hear
I'm
that.
sorry, and that's nothing against you.
And that's okay, because in medicine, sir, you're 100% in control of the situation. You get to do with your body whatever you choose.
Based
That's
on
okay.
information given to you by a professional who just sat here and gave me 15 different kinds of bullshit.
Oh, no, or period, because we, as doctors, I feel like we are supposed to give you recommendations, right, based on our expertise. But you are always in control. You get to do whatever you want to
But you
do.
keep saying
So that's fine.
that your job is to give me expertation. Still got a little bit.
I got you. No, I hear you.
But
I hear you.
based on your expertise. Well, what kind of expertise comes into a room with 2 unloaded 6 guns and then starts snapping all over the room saying, we have this and we have that, but we really don't have anything.
I hear your frustration with
So,
that. I hear your frustration with that.
But my point is that I can get these, I can go to a company, I can go back to my doctor, I can have him recommend somebody that he trusts. They can do Dopplers or ultrasounds or velocity tests or whatever, and tell me. I don't need this guy. He's a vascular surgeon that they don't have in Brevard. But this test right here, I can get this done in Brevard.
Okay.
And my plan was to leave yesterday. I was really kind of amazed when I told him that yesterday I stayed because they told me I might have some very serious issues in my back, and I might have pus pockets along my spine. And if those would break open, I could be paralyzed in a week or 2.
Okay.
And so I stayed the extra day. This morning, he's telling me about the surgery that we would have to do to save my foot. Because he did tell me I was going to lose my foot at least twice.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, but I'm not, I stayed for this spinal surgery. It sounded very different or difficult. And they told me this morning I didn't have to have it. And he says, but you'd still have to have this surgery. Oh, thanks for the high five and the good news, buddy. I just found out I'm not going to have my spine split, and you're telling me, but I still have to have your surgery. Which, again, he was wrong. I don't have to have anything, especially from him.
Okay.
So I just found him to be a cad in every way possible. And if he wants to come in for me to tell him, and tell him why, and list it off and bullet point it, I'd be happy to.
Would you prefer to see another partner in the practice, another vascular surgeon?
No. Any partner, any practice that has a partner like that, I already am, have 2 strikes against. I mean, you've heard this conversation. What do you think? If your husband was lying in this bed, what would you tell him?
I mean, there was misinformation given,
Yes,
and so,
multiple times.
yeah, so they're trying to correct it, but still offer
You
the
can't,
testing.
you can't correct a lie. You can't tell somebody a lie to feather your own pockets and put them through more pain and suffering and then say, I'm sorry. it just, maybe it works for some people, I don't know any of them, but with me, it just doesn't work. If you're gonna stand there and tell me a lie, you better hope I'm stupid enough to buy it. And if I'm not stupid enough to buy it, and I can prove it, you better hope that I got more stuff on my plate to deal with than I would if I didn't have to go and, anyway, that one went south. But if, I'm probably gonna be too busy to pursue anything. But this guy is on a level where something should be done, if not just a state, to the state medical examiners or whatever. We don't have any recordings, we have witnesses. This one has been honest, thank you for that. You can't depend a lot on people, especially people who work with people, but you are witness to what he said, that he heard him say. So I think that Dr. Karsten,
Dr. Carson.
I think that he owes me an apology, if not a Mercedes. So, and I'm not one of those kind of people that I'm out looking for this, but I do believe that people who pull it need to get slapped back by it. And at least worry that, oh boy, I put my foot in it that time, and I'm still wearing the shoe. And I just don't want to see that guy again, unless he wants to come in and apologize and tell me why.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else?
So then would you guys recommend like a dressing for us to use? You just want
Sure,
gauze
sure.
and acrylic,
Absolutely.
or-
Yeah, gauze and acrylics. Just keep it dry, okay? So no bathtubs, no hot tubs, no lakes. You know, keep it dry dressings, acrylics. It's
How long
fine.
is it gonna take that to burn together?
That is going to be a question for, that's an answer that somebody with a little bit more experience. I can't really eyeball it and tell you, I'm sorry.
What did you say, gauze and what?
Acrylics. I don't have any on me, but it's kind of like a dry, yeah,
It's like a
there you go,
wrap.
perfect.
Bandage.
It's a dry bandage.